Connect.
Good morning. I am Bev Curtis with Hauser Brokers Realty, and welcome to Breakfast with Bev this morning. I have the pleasure to be here with Laura Kogut. Laura, would you mind introducing yourself this morning?
Hi there, I'm Laura Kogut. I am a real estate loan officer at Landmark Bank.
Very good. And Laura and I are actually sitting in the model unit at the Smithton Crossing condominium development, which sits west of town at 4006 West Worley. So we're kind of sitting like right behind the mall area and kind of right in front of Bellwood subdivision. And the reason for our purpose this morning to kind of offer some information to our clients and friends is to kind of let people know what is the difference between a single family home purchase and a condo purchase. So where we are right now with this community here at Smithton Crossing Condos is we have 3 buildings and the 3rd building is nearing completion. So the urgency factor is we only have 3 units left for sale. We've got 1 3-bedroom unit, which is actually the model that we're sitting in. And then we have 2 other units that are 2-bedroom units that are for sale. Next door, if you hear any nails pounding or construction workers in the background, our building 4 is actually soon to come about, and it's going to be born and ready to go as far as sales probably the end of this summer or back to school time. And that's going to be a building of 24 units available, and it's going to have varying floor plans to go along with it. So the price point on these units here at Smithton Crossing have varied from the low 150s up to the 160s range, and we've offered 2-bedroom concept and 3-bedroom concept. It is a gated community, which a lot of people really enjoy that factor, and it does have a clubhouse and a swimming pool as well. There's a little walking trail kind of in the community. It's fabulous access. If you're looking for convenience of lifestyle, this is definitely a wonderful fit for a lot of folks. So throughout this presentation this morning, you are welcome to offer up any kind of comments. If you have any questions, we'll be happy to address those if you have any that come about. So Laura, from your perspective from the financing, I know Landmark Bank finances the bulk of the project here for the developer and the builder, Pate Jones Construction. A lot of people, I think, and even realtors included, get kind of confused about the financing options as far as a single family home and a condo. Mm-hmm. And so could you kind of share with us from your lender perspective, for Smithton Crossing especially, what are the options and what does that look like for a buyer considering it?
Yeah, so for a lender, when it comes to condos and a condo community, it's really just making sure that the specific condo community like Smithton Crossing and the homeowners association that they have is eligible for conventional financing. Okay. So every lender, when they go to lend on a condo, they send the homeowners association what's called a Condo Questionnaire.
And that's standard?
And that's standard. And it's a standard form that HOAs are used to receiving. Sure. And the questionnaire just asks certain questions about the specific community. And there's 2 big things that we're looking for to make it eligible for conventional financing. Okay. And that is, the first one is that the majority of the owners in that community own the units as their primary residence, that they're not an investor. So to be eligible for conventional financing, you can't have a community where the majority of the owners are investors, which Smithton Crossing is primarily primary residences.
That is
and owner occupied.
That is correct.
The other part, the big piece, is that the homeowners association has reserves and is financially sound. Okay. So we do ask for the homeowners association's budget and reserve requirements, and we also take a look at if anyone's delinquent on their homeowners dues. So that questionnaire, once that questionnaire is completed, if they meet all the qualifications, which Smithton Crossing does, then they're eligible for conventional financing on the secondary market. So I think it is a misconception that with condos, you have to have a 20% down payment or there's more stringent rules. But really, if the community itself qualifies for conventional financing, then the same rules apply as far as down payment if it's a single family residence. Okay. So there's quite a few options right now for low down payments for condos. It can go anywhere from 3% up to however much you want to put down, 20%, 25%. So there's lots of options outside of just 20% down. The big key is that the community is conventional eligible, which Smithton Crossing is.
And I'm sure case by case you have to look at that from the condo status to see where each one kind of complies along the way.
Right. So there's a little extra step because we have to get the financials from the homeowners association and we have to get that condo questionnaire. But it's fairly simple, and we already know that Smithton Crossing is eligible for that financing.
Well, and that's where Landmark Bank, I have to say, has been very good as far as knowing the ins and outs with the financing on these, just because they've been involved from kind of the ground up on this. So, but I think there's definitely a place in life where a condo definitely becomes a viable option for a lot of folks, because especially, I mean, it applies to people that are single, couples, sizing up, sizing down, all sorts of varying options that come about. And I think it's the convenience of the lifestyle. The location here, first and foremost, is phenomenal, but I think just the fact that it is people like to kind of purge down, live simpler, kind of the carefree lifestyle where you can just lock it up and come and go, but still enjoy all of the amenities. And these units, actually, the square footages vary anywhere from like that 1,200 square feet up to about 1,379 was our largest square footage. And like I said, we've just got one 3-bedroom unit left. And actually, this is the model unit that we're sitting in. That's the only 3-bedroom left. And then we've got 2 other 2-bedrooms as well. So the other nice feature too is the clubhouse amenity that's offered here. And I know a lot of people enjoy that for gatherings, get-togethers, birthday parties, etc. And of course the pool is always a nice option as well. So would you mind, Laura, kind of sharing with us like a scenario of what it looks like if you were to purchase a condo? What would that kind of look like as far as the numbers?
So I brought a scenario similar to one that I'm working on for a customer here at this community now.
Okay.
And this is the one where it's the 3% down. So the purchase price of the unit is $160,000.
Okay.
And then so their down payment of 3% is only $4,800. So this is a great option for like a first-time home buyer who maybe not have quite a bit of savings saved up, but they want to be a homeowner. So the down payment's $4,800. If you finance that loan over 30 years, now with condos, one little change is that the interest rate can be a little bit higher than single family residences. So if you just kind of frame of reference, look at what the, regular 30-year, 15-year rate is, and maybe add half a point. If you're not putting more than 25% down, that's probably a reasonable estimate of what your interest rate will be on the condo. So in this scenario, we've got between 4 and 5% interest. So with their principal and interest is right around $800. And then, of course, they pay their real estate taxes. And here at Smithton, the real estate taxes are $176 a month. And then their condo insurance. So the insurance for condos works just a little bit differently too. So the homeowners association pays for the master policy, and that covers everything externally. But then you, as the owner of the condo, just have to get what's called a condo policy. And that covers everything from the walls in. And it's a lot less expensive than the full master policy. But then you have to keep in mind you're paying your homeowners association monthly fee too. So in this case, this condo policy for a Smithton condo is just $23 a month for the condo policy. And then there's private mortgage insurance added of $50 a month because they're putting less than 20% down. But the total with taxes, insurance, and PMI is right at $1,040, so $1,040 per month. And then, of course, you would add your $125 a month in homeowner association fee, because I believe that's the fee for Smithton Crossing. So if you just look at, that's a real life scenario of a very minimal down payment. And what the monthly payment would look like for one of these units in those scenarios.
Well, and these are brand new units as well, where you can come in and customize to your liking. I mean, we've got the granite countertops, the stainless steel appliances, we've got lighting packages, fixture packages for plumbing. You can upgrade, there's lots of upgrades that you can do as well. And I think when you compare rent rates in town.
Absolutely.
Of what you get for renting versus owning. And it's kind of a happy medium because a lot of people pick the renting route because they don't want to have to do a lot of maintenance and mow the lawn and take care of maintenance on the outside and all that. They just kind of want to contend with their things on the inside of the home. So this, in my opinion, is kind of a happy medium that if you really, like the ease of not having to maintain a lot, but you don't like the idea of renting where you're not gaining some equity growth, the condo option would be a fabulous choice to kind of have a happy medium and accomplish both.
Right.
So, and and still now the interest is tax deductible. So I mean, and it's certainly a win-win because I think that a lot of people really like the luxury of the freedom of the lifestyle. I think it's basically based, the lifestyle is it, I think, when you decide to go a condominium route.
Yeah, so. I think about the people that I've helped finance units here in this particular community, and it is, I've helped a first-time home buyer, I helped a retiree that just wanted to live the carefree lifestyle and have no maintenance. We even helped a gentleman who lives north Missouri and wanted to just have a place where they could stay because he attends all the Mizzou sports events. Yeah. So he purchased a unit that he's just here for, frequently for Mizzou sports events. So there's lots of different lifestyles that I think that this community can serve.
Definitely, definitely. So keep us in mind if you're looking for a change, maybe you're paring down, maybe you're starting out, think about Smithton Crossing Condos. Once again, we're at 4006 West Worley, kind of sitting behind the Columbia Mall area. We do have our Building 4 that will kick off later this summer. Prices will definitely increase. Our floor plans are going to change. We're going to have a couple one-bedroom units. We're going to have several larger loft apartments. That's going to be really cool. We also are going to have the wooded views once again. We're going to have ample parking, so it's definitely going to have a nice flair to it. In the meantime, the 3 units that we have left, we are closing them out. So the urgency factor is if you'd like to get a good deal and try to take advantage before the new pricing comes out, this would be a great opportunity.
Absolutely.
So,
yeah.
Okay. Well, thank you so much for kind of going through the mystery of condo financing, because I know it's definitely confusing and so many things have changed, lending guidelines through the years, that kind of like what we said in the old days, it was either cash on the barrelhead or 20% down, and that certainly makes it a lot more tougher for people. And even if you have the money, most people don't want to part with it with rates as low as they are. So great to hear that we've got some fun new financing options and makes it viable for a lot of folks.
Yeah.
So
thank you for having me.
Well, thank you very much. Thank you so much, guys, for tuning in to this week's of Breakfast with Bev. Sorry. And we will see you next week again at 9 o'clock on Wednesday morning. So hope you have a great week.